so that's what the impetus was, is to really get back and do something I wanted to do. It was 40 years later. And sometimes I tell people, if you have a passion and purpose in life, don't wait 40 years to start to do that. Live your life and your passion now. Do what you want to do with your life. Don't listen to other people. I listened to too many people and said that, couldn't do that.
Well, that's true. We all do. We all do. We all take advice from all these different areas, and we really need to listen to our gut, because that's telling us what we need to do. And it's so true. But in your book, The Don't Die, 3 Essential Truths, what are those 3 essential truths?
Well, this was the thing. When I was playing all that golf and running around and quote, retired, I was actually getting a little depressed. I was figuring, just the most important decision I had to make was, which pair of golf shoes would match the shorts I was wearing that day. And there really wasn't much to life with that. And I wasn't really doing much. But once I started to go back to and started learning and started engaging, I really began to realize it's really very important to keep transforming your life by transforming your mind. We have to keep mentally active. And many of the people in retirement ages stop learning. They think, well, I've got it all down now. I've done this, and I've gone to school. I don't have to go to school anymore. I don't have to read any more books. But you have to keep learning. That's an essential thing. The second one is that you have to stay physically active. You cannot spend your day in the house, on the couch, and not try to either get out in the gym, go swimming, go for a walk, go bowling. You can't believe the number of seniors that I've met in the last few years here that bowl. It's a tremendous exercise program in bowling. People in their 80s and 90s, some of them can't even get to the bowling alley with walkies, and they bowl. So there's always something that you can do to stay physically active. And the third thing is giving, and to continue to give. And that's not only the monetary things of giving, but it's giving of yourself. It's being more concerned about the welfare of others than you are about your own. And so we stop competing with each other. Who has the worst ailment? Who has the best doctor? Whose liver problem was the worst?
That's so true. That's what you hear when you go to a group of seniors. They're all talking about their maladies. It's so true. You're absolutely right.
Well, that's, my doctor. Oh, your doctor, so he's good, but my doctor, you should see my doctor. He's absolutely
right. Exactly. Well, now of those 3 essentials, Papa Soob, what do you consider the most important one?
Giving.
Well, I can, yes.
Just to give back, to do things. There was a study, and I think I have this in the book. It was done by a professor out of Southeastern University in Pennsylvania. Anthony Campolo, that's what his name is. Anthony Campolo. He sent his students out and said, go survey 50 people over the age of 95 and ask them what question. If you had your life to live over again, what would you do differently? And it was an interesting survey. 3 things emerged from all of them. One, that they take more risk in life. They would be in the moment more. But the most important one was they would do more things that would live on in the lives of others after they're gone.
Yeah.
So that
almost like leaving a legacy.
Yes. And so that's what I think is what happens when we start to give away our life and started to pour into people. You pour your life into someone else's, whether you're mentoring, whether you're helping, all the things that you're doing right now, and so impressed with your success and the stuff that you do around the country, where you're actually pouring your life into other young people. on a regular basis. Those things are going to live on forever.
Well, we certainly hope so. But you've got this new book that you're currently working on. We only have about 5 minutes left, so I want to make sure that we talk about this. It's A Heartbeat Away, Are You Ready? What was the inspiration for writing the book, and who were you thinking of when you decided to write it?
The inspiration came the night before my second surgery at UCLA. I called a pastor friend of mine and said, David, would you pray for me? I have the surgery tomorrow. And he said, sure, Arsen, that's not a problem, but you're as close to dying as I am. I said, what? What do you mean, David? Are you sick or something happened? He said, no. He says, we're all a heartbeat away from meeting the Lord. You're just more aware of it. You're facing surgery tomorrow. You may not wake up. And so that's why you call and ask for prayers. That's why you do things. I said, wow. And so we prayed, and the rest is history. But that kind of stuck with me. It was running around the back. And then a couple of years ago, a young man at 52 years of age, seemingly in really good health, was out playing volleyball with his kids. All volleyball players. He was a volleyball coach. It's a normal thing for the family to be doing. Went over, got a drink of water, 52, grabbed his chest, fell down. Paramedics got there. He was gone. His memorial service, attended by about 1,200 people, was packed. And I sat there and I thought to myself, and all of a sudden this thing came back to me, a heartbeat away, are you ready? And I thought, that's it. That was the impetus that, Arsen, I was moved at that time to start writing the book and start putting it together to tell people, you have to be ready. And ready in 3 different areas. One is spiritually. Where are you going? How do you know you're going to go? Where are you going? What happens to the soul after you die? It's an important question that everybody has to answer in their own way. And I try to help them through that in the book. The second thing is, what about relationships, and reconciliation, and the people that you're mad at, or things that happen, and that it comes quickly, and you don't get a chance to say goodbye to that old high school friend or person that you saw, or your cousin that you're mad at and they haven't spoken to, but there's stupid reasons. Sometimes those things are gone and you don't get a chance, and there's a lot of regrets at the end. And the third thing is the leaving a legacy, and what happens to those people left behind, and what are you going to leave behind? What's the message? What's the story? Is there financial ways that you can make sure that the next generation continues on? And so those are the 3 things in the 3 sections in that book. But that's
it's really interesting, because my son said to me that he and I are on because I keep saying, well, maybe, you want me to do this, but who knows? And he says, Mom, you and I are on the same timeline. I said, what do you mean? He says, well, all the men in our family have died young, and your mother lived to 99 and a half. So you have as good a chance as I do of continuing on. And I keep thinking of that because, there of course is a big difference. But anyway, we just have a couple minutes left, and I want to give your website. It's papasoob.com. That's papasoob.com, papasoob.com. And when do you think this new book is going to be ready?
I just sent it out to the editors and some people to take a look at it. I was really kind of hoping it would be ready for Christmas, but every time I turn around, something else happens that I need to add to the book. And so at some point in time, you got to just stop writing. And
that's right. They say good is good enough, right?
Yeah. So it's sent off to the editors right now. I'm waiting. I'm hoping it'll be out in January and maybe Valentine's Day.
Well, keep in touch with papasoob. It's papasoob.com, papasoob.com. I think it's a great thing that you're doing. And I know you've given a lot of inspiration to a lot of people today. So I want to thank you so much for being with us. And I'm going to look forward to seeing you soon again.
I'll look forward to seeing you too. And let me know when you come back to California.
I will.
Okay, Dr. Gill, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you.